Hi, Park Hills families. It's Miss Mary here, and I just want to talk to you about gathering your kids around God's Word this week in your home. And we have moved into the book of Exodus in the greatest story ever told, our year through the Bible in 2021 reading plan. And this would just be a good time for you to probably pull out those picture books that you have, or those picture Bibles, or those storybook Bibles that you have, and review with your kiddos that in the beginning God existed, and in the beginning God created the world, and in the beginning God created human beings, and He created them special and unique. He created them in His image, and human beings rebelled, and human beings wanted to set their own terms with their relationship with God and in their worship with God. And even after that happened, even after Adam and Eve committed that first sin in the Garden of Eden, God still was calling human beings to Himself, and He was still creating His family among people. And we learned last week that not only is God creating and promising a family in these Genesis and Exodus stories, but He is providing an eternal kingdom, a place where we can be with Him again. So after you stop and review, we are looking at the stories of the Israelites and how God is revealing Himself to them, how He's revealing Himself to them through the fire, the cloud, how He's leading them, how He's revealing Himself at Sinai, how He's revealing Himself in the covenant, the tablets, and the covenant that He's making with His people. And this week we're going to be talking about God being with His people, dwelling among them. And we see that in the tabernacle. God gives all these really specific instructions about this tent where heaven and earth are going to meet, and the Israelites are going to meet with God. And instead of being excited about that and responding in worship, they complain. They complain about that. And again, they want to set their own terms of their relationship with God. And I think it'd be really important for us not to just say, look at these Israelites. They had so much evidence that God was with them. They could see what He did. They could see what He was speaking to them through Moses. How silly, how completely silly that they would complain. And while that is true, I think it's really important for us to make sure that we see ourselves in that story, and we see how we treat our relationship with God as if it's something we want to do on our own terms, whether that's how we want to choose to worship Him, or how we want to live in His presence, or what other ways we do. We're just as silly as those Israelites in those ways. And it'd also be a great week to pray for your kids, to pray that they would read these stories and they would be even more convinced of the one who came to save them, Jesus, who ultimately allows us to be with God again. And pray with your kids. So pray for your kids and pray with your kids this week. Pray with them and thank God together that He is a God that wants to be with us, that wants to live with us and dwell with us now and forever. So we'd love to hear from you if you have questions or other ideas, things that you're doing in your home. We're here to support you and love you, and hope that you have a great week this week in Exodus. Bye.